So the other day, I was having a difficult time because I created a project that had different results than what I was expecting. You see, I was trying not to feel angry or emotional because of I was expecting it to go one way and it totally just completely flopped. But it was like the more I tried to resist like feeling emotional about the whole situation, the more I felt it. I ended up talking to, a couple of my family members. I talked to my son, I talked to my husband about the situation, and they both tried to talk to me to try to make me feel better. But it was like, when people talk to you and it's like you're just like really in your emotions, that you're not really, you're hearing them, but it's like it's not really sinking in. So it wasn't until much later on that day that I had time to, sit there, and I had a heart to heart with myself, because sometimes we have to parent ourselves, and I allowed myself to just simply accept the situation for what it was, with no judgment. And I found when I did that, that was the key, because emotions are just looking for release to help us process what we're feeling. And I realized a few things. I realized that the only reason that I'm still feeling the way that I did was because I was letting my outer environment determine what I thought of myself and what I was capable of. And I also realized that the only difference between me, my current self, and the version of myself that had the desired outcome is the amount of times to get there. But it's still me. The illusion of it being separate from me is the illusion, when it was just a version of myself that I wasn't used to experiencing. So it's me. I just needed the courage to keep going through the trial and errors to see the version that I saw mentally. Because I tend to be kind of a very visualization type person, and I like trying to use as many of my senses as possible, because it helps me to retain the information and it helps me to remember more. But basically, the reason I'm sharing all this is that I know that there may be somebody out there that may be going through a difficult day, because we all go through difficult days, or dealing with something that didn't go as planned. And what I want to share is just that anger and disappointment, looking a little bit deeper into things that caused that anger. Where did that source start from? So I learned that I still had trauma um, in this particular area. And it allowed me to, instead of judging myself, to try to understand more, you know. And then by me understanding more about myself, it can help me to heal from what's causing it. And I also learned that sometimes self-growth is a journey, and it doesn't have to feel like I'm going back. As far as the progress that I make is only considered going back if you let it stop you, and that I can use what I need from this particular experience and just discard the rest. I want to thank you guys for letting me share my message. As always, I'm Soul Star. If you like this message, or if you know anyone who could benefit from this, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.